In other news, on December 12th, James Madison University student James Prill was found dead in his apartment. A recently released video exposes longtime college roommate Corvin Lazar firing bullets multiple times into Prill's chest. Further investigation into this heinous crime has revealed long-standing allegations that Prill was secretly working for the Russian state. Upon interrogation, Lazar admitted that he was already privy to the information and admitted to killing his friend.
Four years ago, James Prill, an 18-year-old man claiming residency in New Providence, New Jersey, was accepted into James Madison University, JMU. This mid-sized university, located in Harrisonburg, Virginia, is your typical American college, known for its school spirit and higher educational opportunities. Prill was your typical American boy, good-hearted, athletic, and moderately successful. As a biophys chem major, he continued to maintain an average GPA and attend his classes regularly. Outside of coursework, he was highly involved in an organization called Crew, a campus ministry at JMU. He acclimated well to the social climate at JMU, embracing the chat culture, developing and maintaining close connections to many friends in a group which called themselves the Striplers, odd name, and persevering even through the challenging times of COVID. Besides saying his face looked like Shaggy's from Scooby-Doo, his friends would typically describe him as a kind and genuine guy. However, this was all part of his fake persona. Prill was not really American. He was Russian, known by the name Georgy Prillov in his motherland. As a spy, he went by the code name Killer Whale. It is assumed that he began working for the Russian government approximately 7 years ago. Their authorities have still refused to validate this information.
I do not know what men you speak of. Our situation and the people that work under us are very confidential, and we do not share names.
Ever since the Cold War, the KGB had been in the process of trying to recover a certain meteorite. This meteorite was dubbed Starving Child by Russian secret forces. It was full of sulfuric isotopes which were useful in weapon production and was used as a standard by which to measure their explosive power. Due to the high isotopic abundance of the sulfuric compounds contained in this particular troilite meteorite and its necessity in the manufacturing of high-grade weapons of mass destruction that possessed certain detonative capabilities that could lead to the total annihilation of the Earth and the Moon, and due to its previous crucial role in the Cold War of securing a certain safeguard for the Allied powers, which eventually led to the dissolution of the USSR and the consequent weakening of the Eastern powers, the KGB endeavored to misappropriate this geological wonder and thus gain for themselves the place of a highly puissant nation in the modern age of instability and war, and use it to gain revenge on the country it had found abhorrent for so long and achieve total world domination.
There are many meteorites that have landed across the world, and we do not know of any point of requiring any said meteorite at any place in the United States. All of the meteorites that land in Russia we confiscate and we take for research purposes, but we have no need for any other things that land across the world.
The KGB employed Prill to steal this meteorite in a mission which they called the Killer Whale and the Starving Child. After the Cold War had ended, this meteorite was relocated to the Mineral Museum at James Madison University, and there it was housed for years and years.
Could you tell us about the meteorite you recently kept here?
Yeah, so recently we found a meteorite in the Bering Sea, and it possesses chondrites, which is a characteristic of meteorites, and they contain the information about the inception of the universe. Therefore, we think it might be valuable.
What security measures were put in place to protect it?
Our security measures at JMU involve display cases that are not only bulletproof, but when subject to enough force, will automatically turn on some alarms and call the police.
Do you recall a student named James Prill coming to see it?
The name sounds familiar. We have all our guests sign our logbook, so you could check there.
It's been pretty cold recently, hasn't it?
No.
The starving child was later found in James's apartment by authorities and is now in safekeeping under the protection of the US government.
Alright, well, you see, I'm here because apparently James is a Russian spy, which is something I would have never thought of, and I'm actually very shocked.
What kind of person was James like?
I would say a little more quieter. Usually I'm the one to ask him questions and then he answers. I would say definitely more reserved, but also very funny at points too.
Would you say that he is shy?
When I first met him, yeah, I would say so, but then he kind of got out of his shell.
How did you know James here at JMU?
I met him through Crew, which is our campus ministry. I don't actually remember the exact moment I met him, but it was probably at large group.
Did he give you any hints that he wasn't from America?
Yeah, actually, yeah, all the time. It wasn't that he was Russian, though. It was that he was German. So he always would tell me, Elizabeth, we both have blonde hair, blue eyes. Got our German roots. We're Armenian. And I was like, okay, James, cool, cool. So I never thought he was from Russia, but Germany, yes. Oh, thank you.
Where, what?
Here.
Yep.
I was like, the really suspicious. It smells really good in here.
Alright.
Okay, hi.
What was your first impression of James?
James?
Oh, did you need anything to drink? Oh, it matches your shirt.
Look, it has a little motivational. I'm scared. Did you drink out of this? I remember thinking he was really funny, I think.
And he's gotten less funny, or?
No, I just don't interact with him as much as I did, like, because we lived
Gotcha.
the floor below them sophomore year, so, like, we were with y'all all the time.
Right, yes. Did he ever do anything strange that you can remember?
No. I mean, he does, well, okay, that's a lie. He does a lot of strange things.
Could you give me an example?
From Gray Street Apartments, where he would either just, like, show up, or, like, he and Corbin would be jumping off of our furniture in our apartment.
Yes,
and
I do remember this.
making our downstairs neighbors hate us. But I can't think of anything specific.
Do you believe the new report that came out that James Prill is a Russian spy?
Yes. 100%.
Okay, I think we need to rewrite question number 13. So it says, this is footage of Isaiah being killed by James.
Can we not do this on our lunch break?
Okay, you're right. I gotta go get some more coffee.
Where do I sit?
Oh, right there. Yep.
Here?
Yep, you're good.
And
Yeah, so you're gonna look at me,
do I
not the camera.
do I
No,
look-
look at me.
oh,
Good?
okay, yeah.
So my first question for you is, how long did you live with James?
How long have I lived with? Oh, my roommate.
Yes,
Yeah, my
James.
roommate James.
Yes.
Yeah. I've lived with James for about 3 semesters now, about a year and a half.
Did you ever see him with any strange habits?
Strange habits. Yeah. Pacing. A lot of pacing.
Could you
Around-
demonstrate?
Oh. Can I get a mug, please?
Yes. Prom.
I need a mug. It just doesn't work without it. Hold on.
Perfect.
It would go a lot like this. Oh, I need a phone. I need a phone. Somebody have a phone? Phone? I need a phone. Thank you.
Did you ever suspect James of being a Russian spy?
From the moment I saw him.
Could you elaborate?
Wait. Never mind. No, I did not suspect James to be KGB.
All right. And how does James deal with stress and time management regarding his college work?
He tries very, very hard.
And-
Thursdays are his off days.
Oh.
He tries to get a lot done then. He still does not.
Is that where the pacing comes from? When does that occur usually?
That's just normal. That's just
Oh.
baseline.
That's not stress?
No, it is stress, but it's just also baseline. So it's like the stressing will make the pacing go faster, and the breathing also faster, more regular.
Got it. So I'm sure you've heard in recent events that your other roommate Corvin shot James dead. How do you feel about that?
Thank you, Corvin. Thank you for the service.
Do you have that on record?
What is most incredible about the story of this man, however, is not in how he was able to steal the meteorite, but in his cunning deception of his friends. Results from his medical exams in Russia showed that James had an IQ well over 160. He was also working as a chemist in Moscow in 2015. His difficulty in physics and chemistry and his stress about exams were apparently feigned, an attempt to fit into the struggle culture of the science department and mask his true intellectual abilities. However, his secret identity did not begin at JMU. Chopped Creative Salad Company is a restaurant chain serving salads to countless customers on the East Coast. This establishment in New Providence is where it is thought that James first began his undercover mission in America. Here he was hired to prepare salads. His residency forms and certificates of identification were all accepted without question. For many summers, he worked this job, an average employee to the outside world. It was easy for James to fool everyone. His disguise was so authentic and he was popular among his coworkers.
Do you remember working with James?
Oh yeah, I do. James was a great coworker. He's a real fun guy.
How long
He
did you
was
work with him?
um about 3 months, not too long. He wasn't there really long. He kind of sucked at his job, to be
Oh,
honest.
anything specific?
Well, he would chop the carrots really oddly. It's very hard to describe. We had
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
a
say, can you demonstrate this
so
or
like
describe it?
you just it's like the simplest thing in the world. You chop carrots, and he would try to chop them like upside down, and he would like stick the carrots like in his like mouth and like bite them and then chop them, and then like the shredded ones like he'd like floss with them and just
Mm.
chop like dice them up. He was really weird. I don't know why I was friends with him, honestly.
Oh,
A lot
that's
of red flags.
red flag. Did
Yeah.
he ever talk about like his personal life when he was at work?
No, he was pretty secretive about a
Mm,
lot of stuff.
I gotcha.
The killer whale was successfully able to maintain his secret identity for years until one unprecedented event occurred.
So PowerPoint night is where everyone plans a PowerPoint previous to the night that it happens. Some people go funny, some people go serious, and then we all take turns and we have to present them to the best of our abilities. And then usually we vote on like who has the funniest, who has the most educational. So yeah, it's just like one really like funny, fun night for us to joke around.
What was the reaction after Isaiah presented his?
It was a little shocking, not gonna lie. I mean, I do live next door to them, so it's not every day you hear that you potentially might be living next to a Russian spy.
So I would say I'm one of the leading experts on James Brill. And here are some of my qualifications. I've known him for almost 4 years. I've lived with him at Gray Street, your mom's house, and Rock Bottom. I actually co-lead a small group with him too, and we disciple together under Dan. I went to the gym with him like once, and also my middle name is James, so I feel like there's some common ground there. Yeah, here are some pictures of James I've collected over the years. This is James. This is also James. Yes, and here's some things about James I'd like to share. He is a chemistry major. He lives in New Jersey, actually, and he's also a small group leader, co-leads with me, and he really likes salads. But if there's anything about James that I would know from knowing him for so long is that I think that James Prill is secretly a Russian spy.
Did Isaiah ever voice his concerns to anyone before then?
You know, he did, but none of us really took him seriously. Like, I don't think anybody really realized that he was being serious.
For this brave man, it was too late. Before Isaiah Ortiz was able to tell the authorities, he was sliced in his own apartment by a lightsaber. 8 hours later, his body was found. Unknown by his friends, the killer whale had undergone intense training at a Siberian military base. Severe and brutal trials were designed to make him strong, fast, agile, and stealthy. He was also instructed in the use of weapons and self-defense. Among the other spies, he was the most feared. That is most likely how he received the nickname the Killer Whale. However, despite his formidable strength and mastery of self-defense techniques, James fell at the hands of his own friend.
So how long did you live with James?
I lived with James for about 4 years now, but he would always disappear at the most awkward times for weeks at a time. So total, probably not that long.
Did you ever suspect him of being a spy?
Well, there was that one time that he was looking out the peephole constantly. I thought he was paranoid at our front door, but I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was waiting for delivery. The only problem is we were in Gray Street, and the delivery couldn't come upstairs, so something was off.
Once you found out that he was a Russian spy, why did you kill him?
Well, I killed him because a great man, a man I know, Isaiah Ortiz, he performed this presentation, which I'm sure you know about, and it opened my eyes to my friend who betrayed me. So I had to use my other best friend. This is the gun that I used to commit the act. It holds 5 shots, more than I would need because I'm very accurate. 1 shot, 1 kill. You can see my other guns here. I've not murdered other people with them, but I want to.
Okay, I think that's enough for that. Was it hard for you to shoot your friend? It seems like there was a little animosity between you two.
Oh, no, it was absolutely not hard. Ever since he would cut the carrots incorrectly at his salad place, no, he deserved it. He had it coming.
Do you think that your actions will affect the relations between America and Russia?
Does that affect me?
Well, you are an American, is that correct, sir?
Yes, but...
Because only Americans love guns as much as you do.
Yeah, if Russia is annoyed, then, they can take it up with the president. That's not my business.
Thank you for your time.
Do you think another world war is likely?
That depends on how many wars you think would constitute a world war. Because you could say the war on social media is a war. You could say that the war on chipmunks is a war, and there's chipmunks all over the world. So, you could say that is a world war.
But perhaps what is most surprising in this case is the amount of trust that Prill was able to build with his friends. Russia has ascended to a new level of espionage. We must be on the lookout here in America. Russia is on the prowl. Could your friend be a spy? Another killer whale could be lurking next door.
In my eyes, in these phones, in disguises no one knows. Hides the face, lies the snake. The sun in my disgrace, more than heat. Summer stares, neath the black sky looks dead. Call my name through the cream, and I hear you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come?
how do you feel about the recent events?
The recent events?
It's okay. It's
I'm
okay if
sorry,
you need a
I
moment.
just need a minute.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Like, we can't find Chimsad anywhere. I don't know where he went. They stole him from us.
Do you have any idea who might have committed this heinous act?
Probably your mom. But I don't want your pity.
Oh, you don't or you do?
Yes, I want him to say I don't. Is this running?
Play back. Play back the tape.
Now let me redo that. Not enough spilled.
Does the question have to be in it, or can I just answer the question?
Just answer the question.